Welcome everyone, this is a Robot Spirits action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Gadessa from the Gundam 00 anime. And as we have a look at the Gadessa here, I will tell you that this stand here is not included with the figure. It's actually from a 1:144 scale high grade model kit. But it does serve to display the Gadessa action figure. So one thing I'm sure someone will ask is, how does this action figure compare to its model kit counterpart? In other words, how does it compare to the 1:144 scale high-grade model kit? I unfortunately do not have the model kit version of the Gadessa, but I do have the next best thing, which is the Garazo model kit. On the left is the Garazo, and the nice thing about this Gadessa action figure is it actually is not too much smaller than the actual model kit. Now granted, I'm not comparing apples to apples because I'm actually comparing this to a different mobile suit, but actually when you take a look at Gundam Wikia, these two mobile suits are actually the same height. You know, they share the same common body. Obviously there's some design differences with the two, or between the two. But really the difference in size is not as great as I thought it would be. Oftentimes you'll get a action figure which is quite a bit smaller than the model kit and quite a bit more expensive as well. So in this case I really like the Gadessa because actually it's in terms of size it's not too far off from the 1:144 scale model kit. So there's a look at the two. Now as far as articulation with the Gadessa, you do have articulation at the neck. You will be somewhat hindered by this collar guard there. The shoulders do articulate pretty much at 2 points. You have this joint here which attaches the torso to the shoulder, but then the shoulder actually has somewhat of its own joint there, if you can see that. And the arm can go out like that, rotates the arm, bend at the arm. Of course you have wrist articulation, and you have very nice ab articulation. You can get the figure posed in some quite nice poses due to the fact that you have ab articulation, and you do have a separate waist articulation. And this piece likes to come out a lot very easily. This is the front skirt, so I will just remove that for now. These side skirts come out, or they articulate out like that. Legs can go forward, back, out to the side, and you do have articulation or movement at the hip. You have a bend at the knee in two places, but really that's all. This is the extent of the bend right there. And as for the feet, now you can see the feet right now are in flight mode, but what you can do is you can transform them into ground mode. And so you do have that option, much like you do with the model kit. However, I find with the action figure here, it's much easier to convert between the two. And here is a look at the feet transformed into the ground mode as opposed to the flight mode. Obviously, the ground mode is meant to be used when the figure stands on the ground. Alright, so let's take a look at some accessories that come with this figure. Well, you got two extra hands. Here they are. They're open palm style, as you can see. And you've got a extra face. Here you can see the face has eyes on it. And I'm not sure why this mobile suit would have that mode. Apparently it has the ability to switch between this mode with the kind of visor on, as you can see, and what they call Gundam eyes, and I don't know why that would be. If anybody knows, please comment down below and let me know, because I can't find any reason, or I can't find anything on the internet that explains why this particular mobile suit would have Gundam eyes. Anyways, moving on. You do have this adapter that you can plug into the figure and plug into an action base. It does come with this GN drive / escape pod. These little fins can articulate out like that, and the actual drive attaches to the back of the figure. It just simply slots into place. So the next bit of accessories are actually worth mentioning because you do get these two beams and you do get the beam hilts that go along with them. Now I found this very, very surprising, but if you take a look at reviews for the actual model kit of the Gadessa, the model kit does not come with any beams, and the beam hilts themselves are not removable. They're actually molded into the plastic onto the side skirt. So if you can see here on both side skirts, there are actually removable beam handles or beam saber handles. Whereas if you look at the model kit, these are simply just molded into the plastic and are part of the side skirt of the model kit. So I think one of the advantages of having the action figure is the fact that you do get the removable beam hilts, but the fact also that you can store the beam hilts in the side skirts, as you can see here, and they do snap into the side skirts quite nicely and make a nice place to store the beam hilts when they're not being used. And here's a look at a comparison between, on the left is the action figure side skirt, on the right is the model kit, and you can see, if you can make that out, there actually is a molded in beam hilt, which of course is not removable with the model kit. Also included with the figure is this attachment piece. What this does, it attaches to the back skirt of the figure, and in turn you can attach the GN Mega launcher for storage mode. And here is the GN Mega launcher, which is really cool, a really cool accessory. One of the things that's included with the action figure, which is not included with the model kit, is you get this piece here that holds together the three sides of the GN Mega Launcher. And I'll show you what I mean by that. When you activate the GN Mega Launcher, these pieces separate, as you can see. And it does have some nice gold colored detailing on the inside, which I believe with the model kit you would have to paint on. So another advantage of the action figure for sure. You can see here's the main handle, very nice silver paint. You've got additional grip here as well, and the figure does hold this GN Mega Launcher quite well and makes a pretty awesome display. So just a word of caution about the GN Mega Launcher. There actually are two attachment points here and here, and at those 2 points they are very prone to coming detached. Mine came with one of the joints detached, and I found it very difficult to reattach them. So just a word of caution, don't put any undue stress on the joints, otherwise you'll find that you'll have them become detached and it becomes a difficult process to reattach them. So final verdict on the Robot Spirits Gadessa action figure. I really like this action figure because it does actually compare really well against the model kit, and that's one of the things that most of the times the action figures lack, is they don't have the height or the size when you compare them to the actual model kit. In the case of the Gadessa action figure, it actually compares quite favorably, so that's actually a plus in my book. The other thing is, I mentioned the fact that with the beam hilts and the beam sabers, you actually get beam hilts and beam sabers with the Gadessa action figure. With the model kit, you do not. So that's another thing that falls into favor for the actual action figure. The third thing is just the overall look of the figure, because oftentimes these action figures, while they may be smaller, they're actually pretty well detailed in terms of the paint, and this is no exception here. And it's got a really nice paint job, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. Like I said, it's not always the case where the action figure actually compares favorably against its model kit counterpart. So in this case, yes, I agree. Thumbs up. This is a nice figure. It's, you know, it's on the pricey side. It's going to be, I think I got it for around, I'm going to say 33 bucks. All things considered, in this particular case, I think the action figure does hold up well and is a recommended figure if you're looking for the action figure version of the Gadessa.